Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and this week we have the Halloween event for Idle Heroes. Now, for the last few years, Halloween has been a heroic summons event, so to our excitement this year, it's Prophet Orbs, and that's really good. It means you can combine your Prophet Orbs with gems and contract story gems to get yourself some phenomenal rewards. Spenders have some really good options, free-to-play players can pick up stuff as well, and even new players have the chance to pick up some really good rewards. So we're going to be breaking down all the ways that you can get rewards this week, so stay tuned for the full video where we break everything down. But before we do that, let me remind you, if you need one-to-one advice in Idle Heroes, consider joining us on a Tuesday for account reviews. The first Tuesday of the month, anyone can sign up if you need help in Void campaign, but if you want specific one-to-one advice, join us on the other Tuesdays where we will help you by you giving me some stuff about your account that you need advice with, whether it's through questions or screenshots, and I will help you to make progress in Idle Heroes. You can do that by signing up on our Discord. There is a channel link down below, and if you want to get access to that sign up when it opens on a Tuesday, consider backing me on Patreon. There are other ways as well, so check out our Discord for all the frequently asked questions. Anyway, with that said, let's go check out this week's event for the Halloween event in Idle Heroes. Every day for logging in this week, you are going to get yourself a Prophet Orb and 5 Sweet Lollipops. Those Sweet Lollipops will help you in the Fantasy Factory, and the Prophet Orbs can be used as part of the event. So make sure you log in every day to claim all of this. On top of that, we also get some additional Prophet Orbs, gems, and a 5-star hero as a shout out to us for having Halloween as today. It is the 31st of October, so thank you DH Games for those added prizes. Now, if you take a look at the cool events, this is where you can find the Undersea treasures from last week is coming to an end, so make sure you go ahead and cash in your octopi if you have not already. Value packs for this week also are pretty decent. We've got ourselves gems, Prophet Orbs, some Sweet Lollipops thrown in there. We get Charm Treasure coupons and 60 Exorcism crosses. That is for the 2500 Contract Story gem pack. This is really nice. These Exorcism crosses are going to be key to getting big rewards in this week's event. And unlike when it's a Heroic Summons event, you're also getting Sweet Lollipops thrown in, which means that Fantasy Factory is also going to be a nice way that you can get some extended rewards. From here, you've got nice options like Soul Hammers, Prophet Orbs. If you push through, you can even get Cause of Transcendence. There's chests with resonance items or 5-star heroes. And when you get to floor 5, you'll see there's great stuff like Soulbound Crystals and Pages of Destiny. Pushing even deeper, you'll find yourself with Mysterious Artifact chests and Origin Artifact Selection chests. Even deeper still gives you access to Monster Cultivation Materials and Space Gems. So by going ahead and using your Contract Story gems this week, you're not just getting yourself things that are going to help you in the Halloween event, you're getting access to Sweet Lollipops, which will help you in Fantasy Factory. Fantasy Factory gives you these shapes for each Sweet Lollipop you have, will clear out these hexagons, and that will give you stars that can then be spent in the shop we just took a look at earlier. So good luck getting some rewards from here. This week, we also have the Prophet Summon prizes, and these are giving us points for every Prophet Orb that you use. This is going to get you 5-star heroes, soul symbols, a copy of Jara, and a copy of Finn. More importantly, it's going to get you access to 6 Exorcism crosses for every 80 Prophet Orbs that you use. On top of that, there's Cores, Glorious Relics, and Charm Treasure coupons, all up for grabs. What's most important here is remembering that you can get these Exorcism crosses, and there's up to 48 available for using your Prophet Orbs. That's going to be useful when we take a look at the main part of the event. And finally, we've got Heroic Miracle. This is getting you Prophet Orbs, Heroic Summon Scrolls, armor, and also some Sweet Lollipops to help in the Fantasy Factory, all for just summoning 5-star heroes. You'll need 3 lights, 3 darks, and 5 in every other faction. Do all that, and you'll get all these rewards. That should be relatively easy, especially considering that using Prophet Orbs is also going to get you 5 stars from the factions, including light and dark. So this should be relatively straightforward to achieve, and you also get a 5-star Sylvie copy at the end if you manage all of this. So hopefully you can get this done before the week is over. So the cool events are going to make up the backbone of this week's event, but it all funnels into the Halloween Carnival, which is where the big rewards start to come in. First of all, every day for logging in, you're going to get a charm coupon. This is pretty good, and if you choose to, you can see there's bonus rewards available as well, where you're getting access to Prism Story gems and charm treasure coupons. To unlock those bonus rewards, though, you do need to buy this $10 pack here, which is Relay number 4, which means you need to get the free rewards here, you need to spend $5, claim these free rewards, and then spend $10. So it's $15 in total to get those extra login bonuses. I'll weigh up later whether that's going to be a good idea, but there are several options this week for spending money, and this could be one of those available to you. Now, the main part of this week's event is cashing in these exorcism crosses, where you'll want to go ahead and get yourself some nice prizes. And these exorcism crosses are going to be used for hunting these haunted dudes, these bat-like creatures over here. Now, pick the reward that you want. This one on the right is giving you heroic summon scrolls and a treasure item with 10 cackling candles, or the one on the left here is giving you 8,000 gems and 10 cackling candles. If you want to see the various rewards up for grabs, go ahead and check out me completing this week's event by hitting that subscribe button, because I will show you me doing this entire event on my Contract Story gem account, where I'll show you what's accessible as a free-to-play player. But know that the fundamental idea of this is you're going to go and hunt these creatures, and you're going to go looking for clues. You need 8 exorcism crosses to go and get a clue, and there are 5 clues in total in each area. That means you need 40 crosses to get access to 10 of these cackling candles. So remember that conversion. You need 40 crosses for 10 candles, and there will be other rewards thrown in too. The reason that's important is because here we have mysterious sales, where you can cash in those cackling candles for rewards. So the more exorcism crosses you get, the more candles you get, and therefore the more big prizes you can hope to achieve. There's lots of good stuff available here, from void materials to origin materials, and if you even go down deeper, you've got access to transition materials, and even deeper still, star spawns, deific artifacts, and of course grimoire material as well. So plenty of good things up for grabs for various accounts. I'll be breaking down a little later on the different reward points for both free-to-play players and spenders, so stay tuned for what I recommend you should be doing this week. Another thing you can engage with is called the Spirit Channeling Pumpkin. This, I think, is actually phenomenal. What you can do here is buy up to 30 of these pumpkins using gems, and that's going to be 36,000 gems. Then you'll go ahead and randomly acquire some rewards here, and you can choose what those rewards are going to be. For the extroverted pumpkin, you can pick that you either get access to a Halloween Carnival night box here, which is going to give you a Grim Reaper doll and some exorcism crosses. You could choose instead to get the Halloween Carnival Night Deluxe gift box, which is a material chest that can get you a pink artifact, or you can get yourself the exorcism cross. This is arguably just a better version of this first one, because if you look, the Reaper doll is available in this, but it's also available in this one, so you could just pick up this and have more selection available to you. But the final one is pretty good. So I like this the most because this is giving you access to 25 Deluxe Gift Box 2s. That's really, really good because you can use these for Soulbound Crystals or Pages of Destiny. And if you go for Soulbound Crystals, that's going to be 25 Awakens, which means you can get some Contract Story gems for your account by destroying those Awakens. So this is going to be really helpful for especially free-to-play players, where Contract Story gems are a key resource for you guys to get big bonuses in events. If you're doubtful of that, just check out the rewards this week we're going to break down in a second, which will really show you that if you want to get nice prizes, Contract Story gems are the way to go. So personally, I'm going to be selecting the Deluxe Gift Box here as my reward to go ahead and hunt this week. You can change that. If you change your mind, just click and select again. The Upset Pumpkin, this has different rewards available, but in much broader selection. You've got Star Soul upgrades, you've got Core of Origin shards if you need those. Also, there's some Enable Infusioning shards, Grimoire Essence, and Sigil cores. I find the Grimoire stuff the most appealing here, but go with whatever you need. And finally, there's the Splenetic Pumpkin, which you can go ahead and choose various rewards that you could expect from a Deluxe Gift Box. My most appealing choices here are the Soulbound Crystals and the Pages of Destiny. Again, though, I think Soulbound Crystals are going to be strong for free-to-play players because that's going to get you access to Contract Story gems. More established spenders probably prefer Pages of Destiny, as these can be used to improve your sigils and therefore bonus stats that you're getting for game modes such as Void Campaign. Choose whatever you need, go ahead and draw with your pumpkins, and hopefully you can pick up some nice prizes. You can, if you want to, choose to do these pumpkins one at a time and just wait to high roll the extroverted pumpkin, because this is the most important pumpkin, because what it offers you is 60 exorcism crosses. And that's the most important part about engaging with this pumpkin event. It's going to get you exorcism crosses, which can help you in the area where you're hunting for these little bat dudes, because then, of course, you can spend those to get yourself the candles needed in the mysterious sales. So pretty much if you've got gems, you're definitely getting some good rewards this week. Plentiful gifts return as well this week, which is pretty nice. This is getting you rewards for using Prophet Orbs, which is mostly just Prophet Orbs and Cause of Transcendence in return. But if you choose to spend money, you can extend the rewards that you get. For the first tier of spending here, you're going to get yourself Deluxe Gift Box 2s, which is pretty good, along with chests that contain Stellar Shards or Crystals of Transcendence. The bonus rewards here for the next section are also pretty good. This contains Transcendence Heroes and any resource you need to upgrade the Tree of Origin. And finally, the last area is going to get you access to Destiny materials, either a ton of Spirit Veins or Aurora Gems, whichever you need the most. To access these, you will need to do some spending in the relay, however. The first one comes at $30. The second comes a little later after this skin here. It's $20 for this package with the skin and an additional $30 to get access to Plentiful Privilege 2. So you'll need $80 in total to get access to that. And then finally, another $50 is going to get you this whopping pack here, which contains the Plentiful Privilege 3, which gets you all the Destiny rewards. But on top of that, you're getting Prism Storage Gems, Prophet Orbs, Cause of Transcendence, Charm Treasure Coupons, 50 Exorcism Crosses, Pages of Destiny, Sweet Lollipops to get you more progress in the Fantasy Factory, along with the Lollipop Privilege if you want to smash the Fantasy Factory, double rewards from the Fantasy Factory, which means you're getting double the number of Honey Stars. So all in all, a ton of stuff added for your $130 spend, which makes this one of the better times to spend money in Idle Heroes. And if you're wanting to, you can push even further for an additional $70, getting you even more Prism Story Gems, Prophet Orbs, Cause of Transcendence, and bonus rewards, including Sweet Lollipops and 70 Exorcism Crosses. So loads of stuff available here, even access to 10,000 gems and 20 treasure coupons. That may be appealing for those of you needing Exorcism Crosses to get prizes. So let's talk about what the best ways to approach this week's event are. But before we do, you'll see there's these later packages here, which can have you spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Personally, I think this is a bit excessive, especially this last one, as it's not offering Exorcism Crosses. But hey, I mean, people are going to spend, and that may be tempting for you. Personally, though, I think pushing this far is a little bit overkill. Now, lastly, before we look at the ways to approach this week's event, we of course have our treasure collection series. This is where you can choose to spend the charm treasure coupons this week to get yourself access to the 2025 festival treasures. The best ones, in my opinion, are the Lutz doll and the Roulette Bunny Girl, but this week's ones are pretty cute. If you take a look into the treasure train, you'll notice that if you go to Treasure Train 2025, we now have these Halloween items, where we gain extra speed for Realm's Gate, Void Vortex, Void Ark, Star Expedition, and Ethereal Realm. So ultimately, this item doesn't do too much, to be honest. Speed is not going to be a game changer in those game modes. We've got the Grinning Wizard Hat. This is offering holy damage, but realistically, holy damage isn't going to do too much in something like Star Expedition, and I think everywhere else it's negligible. If you really wanted to buff your holy damage, I'd rather just use Scissors of Conviction, because they can copy the holy damage buff of the boss, which is significantly higher than any bonus this hat is going to give you. And then lastly, guys, we have the Vintage Voodoo Doll, which will up your crit damage. But to be honest, your crit damage probably can come from other places, and Star Expedition already has other ways of buffing your crit damage. There might be something here that's appealing, but realistically, I don't find these items too exciting. Let me know if you're interested in them, but personally, I don't think I want to be chasing them this week. So, what are the ways you should be approaching this week's event? Well, let's start off with the baseline rewards. We've already looked at the Spirit Channeling Pumpkin and talked about how this can get you access to these chests, which do contain 60 Exorcism Crosses. 60 Exorcism Crosses can then be added with an additional 4 from here, taking you to a total of 64. Now, we've already discussed that 40 is the amount you're going to need to get these cackling candles, so with those 64, you will get 10 candles. That's a nice entry point for free-to-play players, where you guys could probably get access, especially if you're a new player, to your starting artifact, which should probably be Melodic Strings. You're going to want 4 of these to make a Splendid. Or if you want to, you can go for some origin material, which make for good rewards. There may be a temptation to get stellar shards here, but I think whenever you're given the option, origin materials or artifacts if you're newer should be the way to go, especially sublimation, as this is quite often a bottleneck for many players. If you want to push a little further though, remember that you can use up to 640 Prophet Orbs to get 48 Exorcism Crosses. That means you'll only actually need to use 210 Prophet Orbs to get the final ones needed to get you to 80 Exorcism Crosses. So 210 Prophet Orbs on top of the spending in the Spirit Channel in Pumpkin is going to be enough for 80 crosses to get you 20 of the Cackling Candles. That means if you go here, you're not just getting the origin materials. What you can do as well is get yourself void materials in floor 2 and then go to floor 3 and pick up even more origin materials. That's not bad. Just for that extra bit of Prophet Orbs, you're getting 2 lots of origin materials now and some stellar shards thrown in. If you needed, there's also other good rewards you could go for, such as this chest that contains guild coins, this one that contains starspawn stuff, such as void eggs, which could be useful for newer players looking for their first ever somber egg, or even people that need master's toolboxes can get them from the resonance construction, and even crystals of transcendence are up for grabs if you were wanting to push towards a transcendence hero. But do remember that you do need a good chunk of stellar shards to make that viable. All that said then, 20 cackling candles can get you something nice. However, if you want to start getting big rewards, you're going to need to use Contract Starry Gems. Before we talk about Contract Starry Gems though, let's take a look at this $5 package here. This is going to get you 8 Exorcism Crosses. Why is that important? Well, we get 64 Exorcism Crosses for spending gems and from this free pack, and we get 48 given to us from the Prophet Orbs. Add that then to these 8 Exorcism Crosses you get for spending $5, that's going to take you to 120 Exorcism Crosses. That's enough for 30 Cackling Candles, which means we're not just getting the origin materials and stellar shards now, we're actually left over with some things that can allow us to push for an origin artifact. That could be pretty useful. Maybe you're looking to get the exotic pistol so you can build a lingering melody of the universe or a breath of forest spirit. You might want exotic grimoire to build a dragon Rui scepter. Both of these are good picks. However, you might just be looking for transition materials because you're pushing to Destiny. It's not bad to spend $5 to pick those things up. So if you've got Prophet Orbs and you've got gems, but you don't have Contract Starry Gems, $5 could be a good option to get you some pretty decent rewards for this week. However, if you do have Contract Starry Gems, head to the value packs and you can get yourself a nice wad of Exorcism Crosses. And this is where the big prizes start to roll in. One of the better options you have available to you is to buy the top pack here for $2,500 and this middle pack here for $1,250. Buying both of these packs comes to a total of $3,750, and combine that with using 610 Prophet Orbs, you'll probably want to push to 640 realistically, and also going and getting the additional 4 Exorcism Crosses from Relay 1, and you can get yourself to 200 Exorcism Crosses. What's exciting about 200 Exorcism Crosses is that means you can enter into the castle investigation and get yourself 50 Cackling Candles. Now 50 is a fantastic number for rewards. As we've already started to look, you can get yourself some nice prizes for 30, but once you get to 50, it's a game changer. Let's go with the void materials here to kick us off. We'll get some origin materials, and now we can get 2 lots of Destiny if we were so inclined. And then at floor 6, you could even pick up origin materials 2 more times. This means we're walking away with 3 lots of origin material and 2 lots of Destiny. That is not bad. However, maybe we want to get even more Destiny because we're already good for origin materials. In that case, swap out floor 6 and 7 for transition materials over here, and you can grab them. Or maybe you're super late game and you want Star Souls. These are also an option here. Origin materials could be an option though if you wanted to go for maybe grimoire materials down here. Perhaps you've never collected your first wedge of grimoire essence and want to push up your grimoire. Maybe you're after enable infusioning stones so that you can enhance the power of your most powerful hero, getting them the upgraded version of Unbending Will or Balance Strike. Both of these could be tempting. However, if you pick that, that takes you to 50. Now, you might think that's a nice round number, but we like to have 45 because that's going to leave 5 cackling candles left over. And if you surpass floor 6, you will unlock a store which lets you exchange those 5 cackling candles for 1,000 contract story gems. And the reason that's good is because you can then use those contract story gems in the future during big events like Black Friday or Christmas or Chinese New Year, which are most definitely coming soon, and also get big rewards using contract story gems just like you would be doing this week. So in my opinion, you want to leave 5 contract story gems left over. For that reason, you might want to sacrifice one of your transition material things here for stellar shards. But if you wanted to go ahead and sacrifice your 1,000 contract story gems for transition materials, I suppose that's okay too. But do remember, you're going to need another 3,750 contract story gems for future big events that are coming up. Now, if you were wanting to maximize your spending of contract story gems, and maybe you might not even have that many profit orbs, which could make this option I'm about to list even more appealing, you could spend 7,500 contract story gems by buying all of these top packs and all of these middle packs. That's going to get you a little bit more exorcism crosses, but it's also going to mean that you don't need to use as many profit orbs. In fact, you'll only need to use 480. Combining all of these crosses with your 480 profit orbs, and along with the stuff you're getting for free from the relay and the spending of gems, you should be able to get yourself to 280 exorcism crosses, which is enough for 70 cackling candles. That extra 20 from the option of 50 we looked at before does mean you can start to push even deeper. So let's go and show you some ways you can choose to cash this in. Let's stick with all our discounts. We'll go with Stellar, Stellar, and then Origin Materials. We'll pick up more Stellar again here in 4 and 5, and we'll get Origin Materials on floor 6. 7, we'll go for more Origin Materials and just stack those onto the account, and that goes all the way through to floor 9. And then for floor 10, we can get Transition Materials, same again at 11, and then we can choose to get Origin Materials, Star Soul Materials, or Transition Materials, whichever we needed at floor 12. That's going to leave us with 5 spare candles, which we could use to get 1,000 contract story gems back, like we explained earlier. However, maybe you wanted Grimoire stuff instead, in which case you'd sacrifice floor 7 here and pick up some Grimoire items, or maybe you're really desperate for Star Souls, in which case at floor 6 you could pick up Star Souls instead, and make sure you get those at floor 12 as well. That's not going to allow you to get your 1,000 contract story gems back, but it still does mean that you're doing this without needing to spend money. What you also achieve by clearing out floor 12 is a bonus surprise gift here, which can also be transition materials, origin materials, or an additional Star Soul reward, which is pretty good. That means without even needing to spend any money, and just by using contract story gems and profit orbs, you can get yourself 3 lots of Star Souls this week, which is pretty good, and the other rewards you're getting thrown in too are not half bad. So, if you've got the contract story gems to justify this, having 7,500 is quite a lot, but if you can do it because you've been getting lots of deluxe gift box 2s or you've been stacking up your contract story gems quite nicely, the rewards here are very, very appealing. So that needs 7,500 contract story gems and 480 profit orbs. Now, if you were wanting to spend, that is absolutely an option available to you. As we already outlined, $50 is going to get you these additional privilege logins, and pushing further is going to get you the privilege 1, 2, and 3, which are, of course, going to get you added bonus rewards here, which can be Tree of Origin materials, deluxe gift box 2s with some stellar shards, and also, if you needed it, you can push up to 130 to get yourself the Destiny materials. But what's also good about that spending is it has 2 benefits. First is it's going to give you a massive stack of exorcism crosses, which means you theoretically might not need to spend as many contract story gems. Second, it's getting you lots of prism story gems, which means you could, if you wanted to, convert them to story gems, buy cheap copies in the auction house, destroy them, and use that to get contract story gems onto your account if you didn't have too many. So you've got 2 options. You're either using this to save the number of contract story gems you spend, or using it to get them so that you can push even more aggressively. And if you chose to spend, you can push yourself to 80, 90, and maybe even 110 of this week's currency, which means you can be a lot more flexible with how you choose to spend your rewards. So in the mysterious sales, you won't always necessarily need to stick to the discounts. You can start prioritizing stuff like Grimoire, which doesn't get discounted, or make sure that in floor 4 and floor 5, you're prioritizing transition material because that perhaps is important to you. Either way you go about it, you're getting yourself some pretty nice prizes. So let's take one example that you can do here. Let's say my main priority here is Grimoire and Star Souls. So I'm going to stick to all the discounts except for those. Floor 6 gets me Star Souls. Grimoire is available on floor 7. And floor 10 also gives me Grimoire. That's going to be 80 spent in total, and you can see we're also getting the Star Souls here. Remember that we'll get a free Star Soul as a surprise gift, but we'll have 30 Cackling Candles left, which means we will enter into the regular round and we can pick up even more Grimoire materials, go down to floor 2, meaning we've spent 100, and then with 110, we can go ahead and get ourselves some more Star Soul materials or Grimoire materials if we wanted. Now, I know one of my moderators really enjoys to push to the $200 pack here by going to Relay 11 and spending 6,250 contract story gems. So that's ignoring this second pack here one time. So you get both the top ones and one of this second one. That allows him to get to 440 exorcism crosses, which means he gets himself 110 of those cackling candles and can do exactly what we outlined earlier. But there are, of course, other ways to engage with this using your contract story gems and your money in the relay to get various rewards. So go ahead and adjust the scales as needed to make sure that you're getting the prizes that you want. So prioritize origin materials if that's for you, or transition materials if you need that. There's a large selection of things available, and that's one thing I love about mysterious sale events like this, is you can pick and choose the rewards as you need them, and spend either using contract story gems or money, whatever works best for you. Probably some combination of the both. So this week, free-to-play players are pulling away with some amazing rewards from the Spirit Channeling Pumpkin, and if you've got contract story gems, you can really push up for some decent items, getting yourself access to rewards in floor 5, floor 6, and pushing even into floor 7 and 8 if you can. The rewards mean that people are walking away with fantastic prizes provided you've got the contract story gems, and thanks to boxes like this, contract story gems are becoming easier and easier to pick up because more and more deluxe gift box 2s are available. And one nice thing you might want to do at home if you're a medium spender is just go up here to Relay 5, where you can get the Plentiful Privilege 1, which means you can pick up even more deluxe gift box 2s on your account as well, and get yourself an additional 10 cackling candles so you can be more flexible with your rewards. So there's lots of great stuff available to you guys. Let me know in the comment section what rewards you guys are going to chase, and very good luck in this week's Halloween event. It is not often we see a Prophet Orb event this well put together, so make sure if you've got Prophet Orbs, you are cashing in on this. Gems and Prophet Orbs are absolutely the way this week, and hopefully you've got both saved and you can pick up some really good stuff. Next week is going to be the Card Clash of Illusion, a pretty straightforward event, but this also potentially is going to give you access to contract story gems on your account. And as we say, week after week after week, contract story gems are the key resource to making progress, because that's exactly what's needed to buy these value packages. So hopefully you've got some on your account this week so you can get some really nice rewards. Good luck, everybody. Happy Halloween, and hopefully you have an amazing week. Hit that subscribe button to catch more event reviews like this one in the future, and as always, stay safe, have a great week, and of course, happy idling.